Hey there, and welcome to our crew member kickoff, our favorite event of the year. It means football's around the corner, and of course, it is with all of our favorite fans, our crew members. You guys are part of the family, and we got some amazing family members here with us today to answer some of your questions. Of course, we have our longest tenured Buccaneer, Lavonte David. We got Rob Gronkowski. We got Tom Brady. We got Mike Evans. And you guys submitted some incredible questions. I know you guys are fired up for these fan questions. All right, you excited?
Lavonte is. I know
I
that.
can
He's
see
talking
it.
about it at
Look at
practice.
him. Yeah, you know, you guys have already had a long day of practice, but I think you guys are pros. You got a lot you got ready here. So our first one is from Christopher Hatton. He's been a member since 1972. And he wanted to know, what is the biggest challenge to repeating? And if you do it, why will this team have what it takes? So, Gronk, why don't we start with you as someone who has gone for this before?
Well, you know, I'm only one of the only players out there to repeat Super Bowl champions because I won it and then I retired and then I won it again. So there hasn't been a team that's done it since Tom in the 03, 04. But as a player, I've done it, my last 2 seasons. So it was pretty easy to do, you know. Just take a year off and you can become back-to-back champs. You know, you just sit at home on the couch, watch some football, come back, and you're a champ.
Thankfully, these guys didn't try that strategy, or we would be without them this year. So I'm glad that it's a little late before you said this. Yeah, stop giving this advice right now, guys. We don't need the year off. All right, Tom, how about you? Since you did it in a slightly different manner than Gronk, how was your strategy?
I think it's pretty tough to win it once. So I think the problem is, to win it twice, it's like a 32 teams and you got like a 3-point whatever chance of doing it one time. To do it twice is even tougher than that. So it's hard because there's a lot of competitive teams and everyone is looking at, the team that won the Super Bowl and trying to, they're trying to take that. And they've all improved as they should try to. And, I feel like we've put a lot of good work in. I'm excited to get out there and play for real.
Mike, how about the second part of his question of, if you guys do it, why will this team have been the ones to do it? What do you think?
I mean, obviously, we got a great bunch of guys, in this locker room. I mean, we got Tom, Lavonte, Gronk, some Hall of Fame players. Our roster is the best roster, in the league, in my opinion, and it's one of the best that the league has seen. We just got to put in the work. Just keep putting in the work and grinding and having fun while we do it.
And Lavonte, this next one is from Tim Center. He's been a member since 1975. And he says, how much does fan noise and cheering impact your performance, and how can we help most? So shout out to all the fans that are going to be back in the building this year.
Yeah. Shout out to all the fans that's coming back, man. We miss you guys. And answer your question. We miss you guys. And, it's real fun from the defensive side to just hear fans. You feed off their energy. You get them hyped up. You make a big play. You get them going, get them to the game. And it can affect offense, in many ways, opposing offenses in many ways. But as far as, just feeling their energy and having fun with them, allowing them to be there to watch us, have fun and being able to just go out there, just have them, feed off our energy and we feed off theirs as well. So it's definitely going to be exciting to have them back. And I know they're excited. I know they're ready.
Absolutely. All right, our next one is from Andre, and he's been a member since 2017. And this is for all 4 of you guys, so we'll take our turns. He said, what is the biggest motivation to keep playing and stay hungry when you've already had so much success? And he said, what is your why? So, Mike, why don't we start with you?
I mean, that's a crazy question because there's so many things that motivate, all of us. Obviously my faith, my family, and just want to be the best that I can be. But there's a lot of things, man. It's like, we're put in this position, and you can't take it for granted because when you're done, you're done. So, we're in this position. You got to make the most of it, and, that's what drives me a lot, just trying to be the best that I can. When it's all said and done, I want to look back and be like, all right, I gave them all.
Tom, what about you?
Well, I think that, again, I've played a lot of football, and I love playing because of, there's a lot of different reasons why I love playing. And I think the most important thing after all these years is I still have fun. I think imagine having a job where you actually really enjoy it and you get to really enjoy the people you're around. Like, we're still like a bunch of high school kids out there, in practice, running around, laughing and joking, and you're in the locker room with your buddies. So, I mean, for me, you could look at life and you think, okay, well, what's after football, right? And it's going to be really hard to find the same type of fun because you're around great guys and you all have a lot of things in common. You're pretty good at what you do, too. So I think when you add all those things up, it's tough to go, man, let me go try something else because I don't think anything's going to live up to playing football with your friends, really enjoying the game, but also the camaraderie and the spirit of each other's friendships, too.
Gronk, what about you?
Yeah, big time. But I'll just say for the love of the game. I mean, I've been playing sports since I was, 1 year old, basically. I was born with just playing,
It sounded like growing up in your house was a sport in and of itself with all the
Yes,
brothers.
exactly. It was just competition 24/7, and just the fact to compete. I mean, you can't just do that your whole life, and this is the time to do it now. And just competing and just the joy of the game is what brings the best out of you. And just to go out there with the guys and to have a locker room and to do it every day, day in and day out, it's just enjoyable. And you only have a select amount of time to do it, so you want to make sure you can expand that time, as far as you can, and just love doing it.
Yeah.
Lavonte?
For me, it's just faith, family, and fun. Having faith in myself, believing I could go out there and play at a high level in the ultimate sport, and just having faith in the Lord that allowed me to be here and be able to play this game. So I'm trying to not take that for granted. Family, being in this position, a lot of my family members didn't have a chance to be in this position, so they basically living through me and then watching me go out there and have fun and do things I love. So that motivates me, that drives me, and then just the fun part, like everybody said, man, once you stop having fun playing this game, I'm sure you won't want to play it no more. But for right now, I'm still having fun with it. So I'm definitely going to ride it out until it won't be like that no more.
All right, and our next one is, again, for all four of you guys. David Crabtree, member since 2019. Who do you consider the most underrated player on the team? Mike, why don't we start with you?
All of us. I mean, that's a tough question. There's so many guys that I feel don't get the recognition and the praise that they deserve. But I would have to say Chris Godwin, if I had to choose. I mean, he's a top 5 receiver in this league, and he doesn't get enough credit. He's an unbelievable player. He can do it all. Short routes, deep routes, run after catch, block. Very durable, very smart, great teammate. I think he's the most underrated player we have.
That's awesome. Tom, what about you?
I think, again, there's a lot. It's hard to pick one. I think our skill guys get a lot of, attention, obviously, as they should, because I think, as Mike said, Chris, Mike, AB, Scotty, Tyler, what our receiver position, what our tight end position has done, what our backfield can do. But our line up front, I think, is no one talks about them as much. But in my view, 2 incredible tackles, 2 great guards, and a commanding, physical, athletic center. So I pick the big boys up front that do a great job, both in the run game and the pass game. They always set the tone for what we're doing.
Yeah, when people keep you from getting killed, it's easy to want to
I'm all
shout
about
that.
that.
We're a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. All right, Gronk, what about you?
I'll say Antoine Winfield. I mean, he's only been in the league for a year, so he might not really be underrated yet. But just how distinctive he is, and just the knack of playing football. He just has that skills. And his dad was on the Bills when I was growing up, so I was a big fan.
I played against him.
Tom played against him, but just the way he just knows football and just around the football and his overall game.
Lavonte, what about you?
Shoot. I don't think these boys get enough credit, but I'm going to go with the big guys up front. You got Vita, Sue, Will Ghostin, Nacho, Steve McClendon, all those boys, like Tom said, they keep him clean. They keep me clean. You know what I'm saying? You just got to give your respect to those guys, man. The way they work ethic. They do their job, and they do it really, really well. They don't get a lot of credit. The past 2 years it was #1 run defense, and they haven't been talked about as much, but I'm definitely going to shout them out. So they deserve their respect, man. Those boys, they get down and dirty down there, and they protect me, so I love it.
I like that.
Yeah.
And no one asked my opinion, but you're my answer. Lavonte's my answer for this. I knew that he was too humble to talk about himself in this way, so I'll just take that and say, and I think a lot of the Bucs fans agree that whenever we talk about that, they're always talking about what you've done in this locker room for the city, how long you've been here, the leadership you got. So you're my vote for the record.
Appreciate it.
All right, so our next one is from Rick, member since 2015. This is for Tom and Gronk. How different has it already felt this year offensively, having a year together and a full offseason and slate of preseason games? And then he kind of throws a second half in here of, do you worry now that if there is continuity, then people have film on you? So how much is it good to do the same thing, but then feel the need to do something new so people don't know what you're up to? So Gronk, how about you first?
I just feel overall a lot better going into this season than I did last year. I mean, just learning the playbook is a tough task already. Just to go out there and to be thinking what you're doing definitely delays your skills. Whenever you break the huddle, you're thinking, oh, it's a new playbook. You don't really know where to go. You're thinking about it. You kind of just can't react. And this year, I feel like I know the plays inside and out. I know the system a lot better than I did the year before, so I can just break the huddle, go out there, and just do what I do as a football player. So I just feel a lot more comfortable this season, definitely this year, and also dealing with the heat too. I feel a lot better, dealing with the heat. There's one year under my belt of going out there, dealing with the humidity, how sweaty it is out there, how thick it is out there. So just knowing the playbook and dealing with that heat, has been a lot better this year than last year.
Yep. Tom, what about you?
Yeah, I think the year of kind of continuity for us on offense can only really help. So, football is such a sport of anticipation. So, I'd never had thrown a meaningful pass to Mike before the New Orleans game last year. I mean, that's a lot of body language and, me anticipating what he's going to do, him anticipating where I'm going to throw it. I think the longer you play together, the better it is. It doesn't mean you can work any less. It just means I think you can reach your highest potential, faster. And I think, we work at it every day. We're always talking about how, we should see things very similar. And, football is a lot of different things. We said the other day, it's a really simple game, but it's really hard to execute because you need 11 people on offense to do it right on every play. And everyone is detailed, and everyone's counting on the guy next to you to be in the exact spot that he's supposed to be. And then things happen. You got to adjust. You got 11 people thinking for themselves. So there's a lot of challenges to, really being disciplined. And I think definitely for myself, being in this system for a year really helps. But I don't think by any means we're a finished product. I think we have to go out every week and put the work in. And then, you get a chance to go show it off at the end of the weekend and then see where you're at and see what you got to work toward the following week.
All right, our next one is from Philip Muldowney, member since 2016. What stat would you each like to be known for if it was only one statistic? Lavonte?
Just one?
He's like, I want all of them.
Dang. Just one. I'd probably say an underrated stat is a tackle for loss. People don't really, realize how big that is. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people realize how big that is. Just getting a tackle for loss and putting the offense back and making them, have to. Make the defensive coordinator job a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? So you anticipate what's going to happen next. And I'll probably just say tackle for loss. That disrupt offensive flow a lot too.
I like that. Gronk, what about you?
I'll go with touchdowns, baby. Tutties. That simple. Tutties. Red zone Robbie G, baby.
Tom, what about you?
There's one stat that I care most about. It's interceptions thrown. I do not like throwing interceptions. So if I'm going to think about one thing after a game, it's whether or not, I don't care if I threw 9,000 touchdowns in a game. If I threw one pick, I'm going to be pissed that night. Yeah. So that irritates me more than anything.
Great, I like it. Mike, what about you?
All right. The team stat, obviously W's. I definitely want W's.
Mike just showed all of you.
We're not looking for that answer, Mike. We're not looking for that
I
answer.
didn't know what stat he meant, but
he gave that politician answer.
I'll take yards. I'll take some yards. That big Rob get the TDs. I'll get us all the way down the field though. I like that.
I like that too.
I love touchdowns though. Man, those feel great. But getting a lot of yards is pretty cool too.
When you've got that record now, your first 7 seasons, the first guy to get 1,000 yards, and now there's even an extra game thrown in. So you got to say you got the record before there was even like the asterisk thrown in there. But now are you a little excited that there's even an extra game for more of those yards?
I'm not particularly excited about the extra regular season game, but we're gonna try to win them all.
But if it's happening,
I'm gonna go hard in all of them.
Yeah.
No matter how many games we got.
I like that. All right, so our next one is from Tom Wagner, member since 1972. How often do you get help from the other side of the ball to learn the other team's schemes or tells or just general help and advice? How often you're talking to people on the other side of the ball to get some advice? Lavonte, what about you?
I remember one time I ran across Tom in the hallway. He asked me how do you see things, their offense, how they do it, and then he gave me some pointers. I forgot who he was playing though. It was late in the season, but you kind of just peek in here and there and just ask people around you and stuff like that. I know some of the tight ends come to me, ask me how would they cover this and stuff like that, and how I see this route, how would I cover this route and stuff like that. So it's nitpicking, it's different things, but as far as just breaking down the whole offense, from an offensive side perspective, is not as much because it's a whole different type of scheme. But as far as like going against players and stuff like that, you ask guys like what did I do wrong right there? How would you run this route on me and stuff like that? So it kind of helps.
Gronk?
I would say just throughout the week when we go versus the scout team, them showing us the looks of the other team. So it's the players on your team that are on the scout team, on the defensive scout team, showing the type of looks of the team that you're playing, of their scheme. And that just helps out tremendously when they give a good look, when they study up the player that we're going to be going against and they show us a good look, a good coverage, and they cover the way that the guy is going to be covering us that week. And that helps out tremendously going into every game.
If you had to pretend to be someone on a scout team, who would you be? Like, you're on a scout team for a week, and you get to be somebody else in the league. Who would you want to be?
I would be JPP. Yeah. Go out with a visor every day, 4 fingers like this, talking smack to everyone, trying to pick an interception and drop it, and then
Psyched up.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that a lot. Oh, man. All right, so Tom, what about you about the advice from the other side of the ball?
I thought you were asking about the
I
scout
mean,
team.
we're happy to have that as
I
well.
want to be
you know?
Michael Vick. I want to do all the things I could never do on the football field, like run and throw and do those amazing things. But what was the original question?
The original question was how often you get advice from the other side of the
Yeah.
ball for things. Yeah.
Quite a bit. I mean, I think usually it's when you play another team, you're talking about if you try to find someone maybe that had experience with those players or that coaching staff and try to get some insight. Over the years, you come across a lot of people, so. Coaches, they kind of have what they believe in and teach, even certain fundamentals and techniques. It's good to know because, you really want to know what they're thinking too. So if you can understand your opponent, it can really help you anticipate. And if you can anticipate, you can really, you can play really fast and execute well.
All right, Mike, what about you?
I'm saying, what all of these guys have said is spot on. Earlier in my career, I definitely used to get corners and ask them, like, what release do you like better? Do you like the speed release better? Do you like the 3-piece? Like, do you like the push-pull release? I used to always ask them early on. Yeah, but definitely. Early on in my career, I definitely asked, Lavonte, like what coverage they run on 3rd and short and things like that. But now I kind of got a really good feel for it. But I still, lean on the defense and ask them from time to time. But early in my career, I was more of a sponge.
I like that. All right, our next one. This is fun. Jeannie Holiday, member since 1989. If you were trapped on a deserted island, what foods are you bringing with you? Lavonte, what about you?
Foods? Do I got to go through each category?
How long?
I mean, foods. You can,
Yeah.
Okay,
all
all
of them, then. You can bring foods, all of them.
I'm
The
going.
things. She'd specifically asked for 5 foods that you would
5
bring.
foods?
So suspend reality about food going bad. Imagine whatever you're bringing, you can eat for as long as you're there.
I'm going to go with pineapples first. Shoot. I got to go with the peanut butter and jelly.
But
Is
that 3 foods?
No, that's all one. That count as one. That's going to...
Butter and jelly.
Nah, that's count as one.
Uh-oh.
That count as one. That's one. Shoot. Dang, spaghetti lasts long.
This is a heck of a mixture here. This
Spaghetti
is-
lasts long. I'm a spaghetti guy. And then
What is
Your
this?
5 favorite foods, like you have to have.
Yeah. That's what I'm
I
trying
think
to
it's
see.
like
I'm
if you're only
trying
going to
to-
eat these 5 things.
pizza.
Pizza, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I gotta go with shoot. I gotta have something to drink. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna give me some damn, what I like to drink.
like
I
how
don't really
seriously
drink
he's
juice or
taking it.
soda though.
It's like he thinks we're going to hold him to this, that like this is actually
Nah,
going to
this
happen.
is serious. This may happen. Yeah.
Man, I should have
I'm gonna go with Snapple strawberry kiwi.
Ooh, fancy. Okay, I like this. Gronk, what about you?
All right, I'll do watermelon, stay hydrated. I'll do my mom's chicken souffle dinner. I'll bring that with me. Yeah.
Yeah. The dish, yeah.
Well, he said pizzas, all that stuff, jelly, so we can do dishes. Yeah. What else? I'll go with some buffalo chicken wings because I'm from Buffalo. You gotta be a side of blue cheese though too. So yeah. No. The blue cheese in Buffalo. Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Mike's
The blue
good for
cheese
one
in
of those every
Buffalo.
time.
What else? I'll go with those Steph's and Jess's peanut butter balls downstairs.
Yeah.
Yes, and then a protein shake. A nice
Terrible taste
juicy
so far,
protein
fellas.
shake.
Okay, so since Mike is already judging, and you're going to obviously be a whole other question with food, you will be made fun of.
I
Mike,
want to know Tom's.
I know. Oh, yeah, we're making him answer. So, Mike, you're judging everybody. You go next.
Gotta have. I love seafood, so I gotta have. I'll take shrimps. Shrimps, grilled shrimps.
So we're taking a grill with us, too.
I got
Yeah. Right.
We need a refrigerator.
These
too.
shrimp,
Forks and
This
knives.
is a
I need
well-stocked
pizza.
island.
burger, wings with ranch,
Yes.
and I gotta have like some fries, some truffle fries, probably with some ranch.
All right, so, Tom, you have to tell us. You
No,
have
no,
to.
they're gonna make fun of me forever. I'm not putting myself in that.
You'll get made
This is
fun
on
of
video. This
something
lives
else.
forever on the internet.
How about this,
I'm
guys?
not talking about my favorite
No
food.
one make fun of Tom.
No,
Now, go.
no, they'll make fun of me. I've already dealt with it.
Okay, then pick. What do you
Thank
guys
you.
think Tom would take?
All right.
Something with
We'll go with some mixed nuts.
Okay.
He loves.
You're not
Eat
answering.
ever
my
in my
answer.
life. Never seen him eat.
I don't
Guacamole?
even eat. I just think about food, and that's all
And
I
that
eat.
works.
I think
Never
that
seen him
works.
eat.
guacamole.
Yeah, guacamole.
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Mixed nuts.
Guacamole.
Okay.
Some.
I think it's smoothie.
Gluten-free pizza.
I love
I've seen him eat
smoothie.
one thing. Gluten-free pizza at your house that one time.
Let's go.
That was
Yeah.
good. That was
some
good.
fruit.
Some
Some
fruit.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I'm a pretty healthy eater.
Yes. So yeah, it would have to be very healthy.
I'm not
desert
26 years old. I know Mike's a little older than that, but he
28.
looks like he's 24. He looks like he's 24. So.
That was incredible. All right, our next one, Daniel Marshall, member since 1997. If you could play one game at another position, what would it be? Mike, I'll let you start.
I would definitely play that. I would be good at.
Yeah, we're
if
assuming
I
that
could-
you're as good as you are at wide receiver.
I
at
could
this
play.
position.
I could play corner or safety. I can do it. I definitely can.
You're already saying now you'd be ready to go. Easy.
I'd probably be better at a DB than receiver.
Wow, that's a strong statement right there. All right, Tom, how about you?
I take a safety because you have very little responsibility except go where you think the ball is going. So like
free or
it's-
the box
no,
guy?
the free. No, I don't want to be near the line of scrimmage at all. I want to be in the middle of the field reading the quarterback and just try to jump balls like Ed Reed used to do. That was a pretty good position because you really did. You're totally unpredictable, and that would be really fun.
I like that. Gronk?
I'd be defensive end. In high school, I only caught eight catches, 8 passes, or whatever. I caught 8 balls throughout the season, but I was all state defensive end my senior year. Yes.
How was your get on?
Oh, it was nasty. Yeah, you probably wouldn't even be in the league anymore if I played the guy. You probably wouldn't be. No, you wouldn't be in the league if I played
You'd
the
have
guy.
got me,
Yeah, I would have
yeah.
gotten you, and then you would never have me.
Chased me down a few times.
Yes,
before.
I
Remember
have.
that?
Yes. But yeah, DN, I'd be all pro probably.
I love that everyone assumes they're like, I'm going to be amazing at whatever it is. This is great. All right, Lavonte?
I give you a couple good years at running back. I feel like my
Couple
vision.
good years?
Yeah, a
Just
couple good
just
years.
a couple.
My vision. I'll probably get tired of getting hit.
Not third down back though, right?
Yeah, I'm all every down. I'm every
Third down.
You're a
down.
3 down back.
Yeah, what is it? I'm elusive.
I agree with that.
I'm elusive. Let me see. I got good vision.
I definitely agree with
I
that.
feel like I got good vision, and I'm to read blocks well.
Yeah, definitely.
He got the
So-
toughness.
Yeah.
All those other things. He has the
I
toughness.
think I
I
can do
agree.
my
I think
thing.
Levante, we might recruit you, man.
Yeah, we're going to.
The only thing is, I just probably just get tired of getting hit though. Honestly.
Yeah, you like delivering the hits, not having to
Yeah,
take
I,
them.
don't-
That's
I remember I got hit one time, and I'm like, no wonder I don't play offense. God.
All 3 of these guys are like, yep, that sounds about right. All right, Melissa Diaz, member since 1999, wants to know if anybody is superstitious or has a very specific game day routine. Does anybody have any of these things? I feel like nobody ever admits to being superstitious. They all just say, oh, but
Yeah.
I have a routine. So that's
I
why
don't think
we threw
it's
both
really
in.
superstitious. I think people just have their routines they get used to, that get them ready for the game, and they just stick to it. I mean, if you miss something, I don't think you're gonna
Yeah, I
freak
mean,
out
Yeah,
or
some
nothing
things
like
tweak
that.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But we have our routines. I've never really met anybody that's superstitious. Well, I haven't played with anybody that's superstitious. I haven't seen them do it, but I don't
They're
know.
just sneaky about it if they are.
Everybody has their
Yeah,
routine.
right.
Yeah, nothing for you guys. Okay, our next one is from Shane Aiken, member since 2001. If you could change one rule in the NFL, what would it be and why? Mike, how about you?
I'm starting with
Oh,
this
there we
one.
go. Tom
This
wants
one's
to
very
go first.
simple. I would like the pass catchers to have their legs protected on defenseless catches. When they're defenseless receivers in the process of catching the ball, I don't believe that anyone should hit them in the knees. There should be a rule. Nelson, you need to send this to NFL. This really makes me angry. they're the only position on the field whose knees are not protected anymore, and it's a really stupid rule. And it's just, I agree that yeah, that one's really because every other position, quarterbacks are protected. For example, we're in the pocket passing.
Yep.
Nobody can come and hit us on our knees. If you're a defensive lineman engaged in a block, no other lineman can come and cut you on your knees. Even now when you're playing corner, the receiver can't come up on a run play and cut you, even though you're somewhat, defending yourself. But a receiver, when you're looking back for a ball, you can have someone come and aim right at your knees and hit you. So I think that it's not really fair for the protection of the pass catchers. So
I like
really
this.
irritates me. That's why I'm sorry I had to
I'll
jump
say,
at it.
I appreciate this.
I've-
I mean,
I've
to
seen a
not know
lot
the
of-
question ahead of
I've
time,
seen
and
it.
I could tell you were like ready, like locked and loaded, ready to go with this.
I
And
thought about it for a long time. I tried to address it with the NFLPA because I feel like it's something that there needs to be conscious thought put into. These guys are running 4-3 down the field. You have a safety that's running 4-3. Every player would chose to get hit from the knees up, but they're the only players where they're not protected from the knees down.
Like Mike, you feel protected by your QB over here? He's
definitely
looking out
do.
for you. Yeah.
Definitely do. Well, he does a great job always protecting the receivers and the pass catchers always because he has a great feel of where they're coming from. But a rule I would change something similar, like the hits to the head. I mean, I don't mind it as long as it's like the shoulder or something like that. I don't mind. I don't want people going for the legs really. But other than that, I mean, the rules are fine to me.
I like that. I feel like that's really cool to know. That's just something that I'm sure a lot of fans wouldn't know about Tom, is the ways that he helps protect you in a game. That's something that a fan isn't going to know watching, and so that's a really cool
That's
thing.
why guys love playing with Tom.
Yeah.
He's gonna protect us across the middle and things like that. So when you go in there, you gotta worry about
Yeah,
it.
I think the one thing about football that's changed over the years, which I think is really hard for someone like me who's played a long time to watch, is like it's not being taught the right way. Like a quarterback should only throw the ball to certain places because your receiver is in danger of getting hit. For example, when I used to play against Ray Lewis, I wouldn't throw the ball to the middle of the field because he'd go after you and he would hit and we didn't always have the biggest receivers, but he would hit him and knock him out of the game. And now every hard hit is a penalty on the defense. So I feel like they penalize defensive players for offensive mistakes. So, like, if a quarterback, I was watching the Chicago Bear game, the quarterback messes up, doesn't see the blitzer, or the line screws up. I don't know what happened. But the quarterback or the line on offense, the defensive player comes in and hits him hard, and they throw a flag on the defense. So they've almost moved the protection of your opponent to you, as opposed to where it should be, which is on yourself. Like, if you're a quarterback, you got to protect yourself and your players. It shouldn't be the responsibility of your opponent to protect you. And I think that's it creates really bad habits for players because you feel like I can basically do anything. I could run and not slide. I can throw my receiver into any coverage and not have any repercussion for it. The only thing they're going to do is they're actually going to blame the defensive player for making a good, solid hit, and now the defensive player is going to feel like, oh, I can't do that, even though I feel like it was an offensive mistake. So in the end, I think it's a really disservice to the sport. Because the sport isn't being played at a high level like I believe that it once was. It actually deteriorates because you're not teaching the players the reasons and the fundamentals of what the sport should be.
Right, and I feel like Lavonte just had a moment at church where he was giving. I was hearing this little like, like I was hearing some holler back over here.
Football is a violent sport, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody, you expect to get hit, but like I feel like if you get hit too hard, they throwing the flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get a loud hit, oh, he must be hitting him in the head or something like that. They throwing a flag. And
they don't know you're just that good at hitting.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so hard to, like, they say you got to change the trajectory when you're going down and hitting people, but when the receiver get the ball or ball carrier get the ball, they ducking their head, bracing themselves. You got to duck your head and brace yourself, too. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, as we all know, the low man wins. You don't want the guy to get lower than you. So you ducking too as well. And then sometimes it do be a helmet to helmet and they throwing the flag. So that's where I feel like a lot of, missed tackles and stuff come in at because people don't know, not knowing how, like, what's the exact rules to how to make a correct tackle the way you've been growing up and taught with. So it's difficult on defensive players, but I mean, I guess it's just the rules, so you just gotta abide by them, I guess.
Yeah, and you've done pretty well at that for these years.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty well. All right, our next one here is from Misty Akers, member since 2019. If you were an Olympian, which event would you compete in? Gronk, how about you?
I would say just track. I love speed. I'm one of the fastest guys on the team. Scotty Miller thinks he's the fastest in the league, but he's not even the fastest on the team because there's me. But I just love speed, and I always actually wish I was that fast. So I would just do track.
So like the 100-meter. When you say track, I feel like that.
Yeah, like the 100,
Okay.
200.
Okay, cool. I like that. Mike, what about you?
You said what, Olympic?
Yeah, an Olympic. Yeah, and it didn't specify summer or winter. We just had the summer, but if there's one in particular.
Basketball. Definitely.
Right.
But,
Yeah,
definitely basketball. But,
that's fair.
anything in track and field, I definitely want to do the triple jump.
Yeah. Oh, triple
I was a
jump.
triple jumper in high school, and I really enjoyed it. But I only did it for 1 year. I wish I would have learned like the craft of it and the technique. With my athleticism and my stride, I feel like I can be pretty good at it.
I feel like you should just bust that out on a route and really confuse them. Just a little triple jump action. I feel like
No, I've
they
seen
would see
Odell
it
do it as a celebration before, but after he scored touchdowns, I'll be a little too tired. So
It's a lot of
I
effort.
ain't doing all that triple jumping. Nah.
Maybe one of those like 1-yard touchdown passes you could do it. Yeah.
I like those two. Maybe after that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Tom, what about you? Olympic event.
Yeah, that's tough. Only one I could probably play in the Olympics would be baseball.
Ping pong.
I ping pong. Yeah, those guys are
You're a
pretty
beast.
good.
Yeah.
Those guys are pretty good. Mike and I played one time at ping pong. It didn't go well for Mike, but he beats me in basically everything else. So I got to do a few like the bar sports,
you
like
let him have
darts.
this
I guess
one.
I'm pretty good at.
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't involve pure athleticism, I can hang in there. But Mike will beat me in basically everything.
Everything. Hand-eye coordination, you're good, but then the rest of it.
He's so good at ping pong.
Then I'm screwed.
He's so good.
I like that. So you also have to say, is that good if he beat you? Because if he's only mediocre, then that's not great. So you really have to sell his ping pong game too.
No,
is what I'm hearing?
he's really good. No weaknesses.
no weaknesses.
I
He
was
scouted you and
surprised.
everything.
I was surprised, and he didn't even warm up or anything. Just started taxing me.
Came in hot. Just
I
came
have
in
a little
hot.
more years of experience on it, so.
That's it. All right, Lavonte, what about you?
I do one of the field events. I'm not getting on the track. Probably discus, javelin, something like that.
You'll probably throw the discus
Long jump.
far.
Yeah.
You'll throw it far.
Cause I got a newfound respect for track runners. Cause I did a lot of track workouts this off season, and to run a 200 meter in 19 seconds, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I was running in 30s as a.
I appreciate
track.
that you were willing to admit
Yeah.
that. You could have
Yeah.
just said, I didn't run it in 19, but I appreciate that you gave us the
I don't
actual
think
time.
you're running yours in 30.
30, that's crazy.
That does seem
No,
real
you're
slow.
like,
I don't
you're
know.
like 23, 24.
That's
like
too,
high
that's
school,
too
though,
high.
like
Too.
23
That's too
is
high.
like high
That's
school.
just fast. With coaching and everything, and just hopping out there, no. But I got a newfound respect for track runners. Oh my gosh, they do.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. All right, our next one is from Omar Rodriguez, member since 2019. Who would you want to play you in a movie about your life? Gronk, what about you?
I would say the guy in one of the Rocky movies, Ivan Drago. You guys know who I'm talking about? I forgot his real name. Ivan Drago. That's just how everyone knows
He's
him.
like
but
60 years old.
yeah, he is old, but I mean, like back in the day. But everyone says I literally look just like him. And then I saw the movie, and I was like, man, I do look just like him. And he's like, I must break you. No, is that what he says? Right? Yeah, that's his line too. And I would go with him.
And then that would be his line playing you in the movie too.
Yes.
Yes. This is good. All right, Lavonte, what about you?
Man, I don't know. Who? Shoot. Yeah, that's very hard. Probably Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yeah. This is really challenging. Just
Oh,
the guy
no.
that was voted
Oh,
sexiest
no.
man alive. Yeah, I really had to rack my brain for that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he got a nice little frame to him, so he probably got a linebacker body,
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't he in Friday Night Lights?
Nah, he wasn't in the Friday Nights.
No?
It was
Was it
in
Hardball?
You thinking about my guy?
I felt like I've seen him in a football something.
Think
I don't
about
know.
something
Derek
Dukes.
Luke.
Derek Luke. That's what you're talking
Miles.
about. Booty Miles. He played Booty Miles.
I like this. All right, Mike, what would be your answer?
For me? Who's a light-skinned dude with a beard? Everybody that's light-skinned with a beard, that's an actor. I don't know who.
Drake.
It would be Drake. Yeah. He could.
Drake's a man of many talents. But not Drake. 'Cause come on, he's too famous. Like that's one thing. Sinbad, but he's too old. Sinbad's too old.
Yeah, but Ivan Drago's
I was
too
say
old too.
Gronk didn't care about that. We can
Back
say
in the
back in
day,
the prime.
Sinbad.
Back in the day.
Yeah, Sinbad, a young Sinbad.
There.
you
Okay, Tom, what about you?
Kevin Bacon.
I like. I'm going old school. Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
Just because I think he's kind of like an original throwback kind of guy.
And again, like Clint
He's old
Eastwood
like
back
me.
in the day
Yeah, no,
or
he's-
now?
Clint Eastwood, I don't even think started acting until he was like in his 40s. So. Yeah, but now he's kind of old for an actor, even though he's still acting pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
kinda like me.
I like this. Okay, our last question here. Jonathan Keeley, member since 2019. Who would have been the first person to jump in the river to save the Lombardi if it had gone in? Out of the team and everyone that was around there, if let's say Cam didn't make the catch, who do you think would have been the first
Gronk
person?
was going down quick.
He was ready. Gronk was ready to rescue.
I seen him. He was going in.
Yeah, me.
You?
I would have let it sink, and then I would have been like called up the scuba diving team, put the whole gear on, then
Gone down with him for
and
the
then gone
rescue?
down, and gone searching.
Honestly, though, nobody thought about it sinking. Like nobody had that thought in their mind. One of the best thrower in history and some of the best catchers in history all around. There was no chance.
No chance.
100%. Like not even 99. 100% chance.
It was not going
It
down.
ain't going in.
It was getting caught.
It was getting caught
100%.
somehow. I love that. That's amazing. Okay, so now we have some jerseys to give away. We have basically 2 jerseys per guy that are going to some of the fans that were selected from the questions that we used. So our Mike Evans jerseys go to Tim Center and Philip Muldowney. And the Tom jerseys go to Tom Wagner. We had to give the Tom to the Tom. And Jeannie Holiday. And our Gronk jerseys go to Melissa Diaz and Shane Aiken. And our Lavonte jerseys go to Misty Akers and Omar Rodriguez. Guys, thank you so much for doing this panel with us, for kicking it off with our fans. Thanks to you guys, as always, for submitting amazing questions, for being incredible crew members. We love your support. We feel it. As you heard the guys say, y'all packing out the stadium is going to be amazing this season. We hope you enjoyed this event, and we're going to see you hopefully soon at Raymond James Stadium.